Guys, it is early on Sunday morning, and guess what? We did not start the car yesterday, but I did get the bombs cleaned up back here, so yeah. Spent pretty much all day trying to get things straightened up here. That door project left me with quite a mess. I did look, I'm missing a couple things, a ground strap I'm missing, and a couple other small things electrically. So we'll have to make a couple runs to the parts store probably today as I discover, what's not here. But the good news is I have a lot of it in place, and I looked at the alternator and some of the wiring there. I think what I'm going to eventually do is replace my externally regulated alternator with an internally regulated alternator. I think you're talking somewhere on the $100–$150 range for a new alternator. So that'll probably be worth the money. Number one, it'll look nice, and number two, it should perform pretty nice. But it seems like I should be able to just get that chunk. Let's take a quick peek at it, and I'll see what you guys think. These are the old 3-prong alternators here, and I've got two different models. You can see this one's got kind of 2 screws and a wire coming out of it, and then there's the battery, and I think that's the ground. Then this one has got 3 screws here with the battery, and the ground is back here. So this, I believe, is the Bosch. I can't find anything on there to tell me yes, it is a Bosch. This I know is a Motorola because it's got the M right there, and it says made in the USA. So Motorola was USA. All 3 of these, plus the one that's in my car now, which is a Bosch, I believe, were in my car because of electrical problems. I thought I was burning them out. We couldn't get them regulated, and it was all because my wires were cut in the middle of the car. But the bottom line is, they make a voltage regulator that's internal that fits right here, and I can't find where to buy those. I know I see a lot of the rebuilds, pretty much all the rebuilds come with an internal regulator, and what they're doing is they're just putting that different plate right here. But I can't seem to find where to buy that piece. It's just like this, but it's shaped like that, but it's like this, it's got the brushes on it and whatever else, and then it's got the little regulator piece on it, and so it only has one wire coming out the top, and from what I can tell, that wire goes to the idiot light, because that's all you really need. If you're internally regulated, you need the battery, the idiot light, and the ground. And from what I understand, that's a cool way to do it, but I don't have that regulator, and I can't find it. I've looked everywhere online, but let's go back and see this guy. Now, to show you why, I'm just trying to avoid some wiring and clean things up. So here's the one good one that I do have right here, and it connects with where'd you go, buddy? Yeah, that. So it's a plug, which you can't hardly find these anymore, and then it goes to another plug to another plug that goes into the voltage regulator, and I got to find the voltage regulator. So this thing's not the prettiest of contraptions, and I just kind of want to clean things up. It'd be awesome to have just your battery wire coming out of that with a ground, and then the idiot light. So I don't know, we'll see. I'll have to clean these up for now for sure. The blue wire here that's hanging out by its lonesome, that goes to the front of the car to the idiot light. I've spent the last hour trying to get the accelerator cable guide tube installed, and back behind the engine there's a big piece of rubber, and that rubber hangs right in front of where this is supposed to come out underneath the car. So I've tried to carve that away with a little bit of a razor blade and all this stuff, but really under the car is so tight you can sort of work with one arm. I'm a pretty big guy. I don't fit real well in tight spots, but you can get one arm under there and you can barely see through the hole to see what you're doing. A little 2x3 wound up being my answer here. Hang on, we haven't answered the question yet, but every time I was trying to push this little guy into that little tube, the whole tube wanted to come out. So yeah, we got that taken care of. Now the trouble is going to be, you want my predictions here, that this is too long. Got back from trip number 1 to the auto parts store here, and we got a little ground cable, a little battery post cleaner. I know I've got one of these. They seem to break all the time, so I figured I'd just grab one while I was there, then I'd have it. So of course, we're relocating the battery to under the back seat. So I've got a drill and tap. Gonna put a bolt in, just put it right into the frame there. This is kind of a handy thing, you know. I've got my old frame sitting up here against the wall, so I could just sort of cut that open like I did a while back and look inside. And of course there's a little tube over here where I wanted to put my bolt, so we'll just have to go a little bit lower and everything should be okay. I should miss everything. Sorry for all the talkity talk here, guys, today, but you know, we're in the wiring diagram phase. We got a couple different ones going. Had to do a little troubleshooting with the ignition switch, so I got my spare here, was doing a little check with that, and I just was able to get the starter to bump over, and so that's pretty sweet. So we got our stuff in here, all, you know, ringing it out, and the last piece I need to fire the car up is a little spade connector for this to connect to that guy right there. I just want to be sure that they don't, you know, come apart. And then I got to hook this guy to the ignition coil, which is not really that big of a trick. I think we're moments away from starting this bad boy. I can't take it for a drive because I can't shut the lid here without damaging the spring. We just got the fuel pump installed. We had to remove the gas tank and all the crazy hosing that goes with that. But we got some holes drilled. I put the ground wire just right on there, and then got the wire that goes up to the coil, so that'll hook in. I think it's on fuse number 1 right there, so that should be slick. And I'm going to put the gas tank back in here. Hopefully we'll get that hooked up, a couple more wires, and we'll be ready to start this thing. We've got, let's get the old flashlight back out here again. Got the, there it is, gas tank reinstalled. Everything looks nice and neat. I hooked our wire up here to the opposite side as the coil wire, so hopefully, you know, when the coil is active, that one will be active. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. Now we're gonna test it and see if it all works, and I do show this stuff to you guys in real time. I don't try things first, but we're gonna be listening for, ow, I'm caught. Yep, there you go, unscripted. We're gonna be listening for the fuel pump now, and I think, man, that's loud. Holy mackerel. And I do have the key turned, so let's see. Yep, no fuel pump. Fuel pump. Okay, I can't deal with that kind of freaking noise. Don't know what to do there. Have to figure something out. We'll be back. Alright guys, I think I've got everything in line. We need to do a little bit of this here. Oh yeah. And a little of this. See him try and steal gas out of this, huh? And I'm going to set that right there. I've got a little gas can here that we'll use. This is this is not the same racing fuel that's been running in this car from Darren, but hopefully it'll work. So I'm going to fill this up and we'll come back. Alright guys, we've got the fuel in it. We're going to, I'm just sitting here on the floor. See if we can get some pressure built up. Probably take a little bit to fill the bowls. Good news, I think. You can hear the fuel pump is much more quiet now. It's got enough fuel in it. I didn't put enough fuel in the tank. Let's see if we can get her started. We got pressure at the rail. She wants to go. I'm embarrassed a little bit. I was 0 for 4 on spark plug wires. I kind of figured that's what it was. I had spark, had fuel. You can smell the fuel and fuel pressure, all that stuff. So I figured I just guessed wrong about the wires. So yep, I had 1 on 2 and vice versa, and I had 3 on 4 and vice versa. So let's see. Oh my goodness. Sorry, with no seat, it's kind of hard to get into this sucker. I'm right on the ground. You guys follow along, and believe me, this is real time. No practice here. It wants to do it, I can tell. Come on, buddy. Where are we lacking, man? First time in 20 years. Oh, I wish I could just pull it out of the garage right now, but listen to that VW Darren motor. Oh man, it sounds awesome. Oh, this is great. Yeah, it's a little cold and whiny, I can tell you that's a fact. I had the garage warmed up today just so I could start it without having too much trouble, but you can tell it's a little cold. Anyway, I'll leave you right there, guys. Don't let your meat low.